New Zealand! Woo! Well, hallelujah. Why don't you just put your hands together right now? Why don't you put a shout in the air? All right. Man, I remember when I was a young fellow and we always used to attend the club picnics, and it's so good to be back in a club picnic once again here in Aotearoa. But this morning I just want to welcome you all here. It's wonderful to see all the groups that have joined us this morning. Today we're in for an amazing day. It's beautiful to be together as a family, isn't it, New Zealand? Because that's what we're about ultimately. We're a family nation, a whānau nation. And today as we gather in our bubbles, remember we've got bubbles at 25 today, so that's cool, eh? We extended our bubbles. So tell you what, you know, there's one thing that since I've been attending these stands, is I've met so many new people over this time. So why don't we make it our goal today to at least meet 2 or 3 different families from 2 meters apart, give them a bubble thumbs up, introduce yourself, because that's the Kiwi way of life. We are all about whānau here in Aotearoa. So why don't you do that? So just to notice again that we have sanitising stations placed throughout the park here. Please feel free to avail yourselves of those. Remember, we're sticking within our bubbles of 25. We're keeping our 2 meter distance, and we're also wearing our face masks, so that'll be awesome. But I tell you what, why don't right now you just turn to a bubble that you can see across from you. Give them the thumbs up. Give them the eyes up. Give them a how you going. Now why don't you turn to another bubble on the other side. Give them a wave. How about if you're here on the flat, why don't you put your hands together for everybody on the hill? Yeah! And if you're up on the hill, why don't you put your hands to everybody down here on the park? Yeah! So good to be here today. Fantastic. Well, whānau, today we've got a packed morning this morning with you. And especially today, because today is Compassion Day. Today's all about compassion. Today's all about whānau. And we have a saying from my culture, which is to awhi, which is to tautoko, which means to embrace, means to love, it means to get around, it means to comfort one another, and that's what today is about. We realise today that there's many of us that have lost their jobs over this week. There's even there's several that also lost their lives this week. So today is Compassion Day, where we pay tribute and we honour all those this week that have gone through that sadly. Over to my right hand side here, your left, you're going to see a green tent here. And if there's one thing that we're pushing throughout the world and being the leaders of is showing the world what and how it is to stand peacefully underneath COVID restrictions. That's something that we have set New Zealand. That's something that we're leading the world with and showing the world how to do it right. But I tell you what, over here in this green tent here, we realise today that the heartache that many of you have faced over this past week, and right now we need to show the world and tell the world your story. So if you want to make your way over to this green tent to my right, your left, you're going to have the opportunity to share your story today with the world. Yeah? So please make your way over here. Talk to the world about how you're feeling. Talk to the world about what you've gone through. Talk to the world about how this impacted you, impacted your family, impacted your friends, and impacted your life. So today we make that available to you. Please make use of it today. The world needs to hear your story. Watch it here today, and it's important that we continue to stand together. Our strength is being one and standing together. And yet there's power in our continuing. We know that due to lockdowns, that momentum has been broken throughout everything in our lives. We've seen the momentum be broken in our employment, with our finances, with our children, the ability to teach, the ability to work, just live life as normal Kiwis. But I tell you what, the power starts right here as we So what I want to do, we just put our hands together and call everybody here today who's made that stand to continue and to keep looking forward for what we believe in. It's important. We have strength in numbers and there's power in our continuance. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to bring to stage now Shane and Lisa, who is going to lead us in our national anthem.
Come on, let's put our hands together for that.
Thank you, everybody. Please be seated. Just a reminder at this stage, if we can stay in our bubbles and if we can refrain from too much movement at this stage, and if we can stay seated, that would be wonderful today. Just another reminder of the sanitising stations throughout the park, and also that we should remain in our bubbles. You keep the 2 metre distance, and thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, behind me on the hill is what we have, something called the Heart of Hope. And you can see it behind me. This is a place where our teachers are bringing their school books to lay inside of this heart. Also, we're seeing our healthcare workers and many others that will be bringing the uniforms to lay here as well in honour of everything they've done. If that's you today, you have one of those items, we please encourage you to bring that at some stage through the day and lay that on our hill. Also, there's a piece of paper here where you can write on the number of years that you have spent in your profession. That would be wonderful, as today we honour you with Compassion Day. Ladies and gentlemen, talking about Compassion Day, we are aware of many of you here and right throughout this nation, and we're a small representation of actually what's happening through Aotearoa today, where all of our cities, like us here, are making this stand today for everybody that's hurting today. But no more so than the ones, 4 beautiful souls from Taranaki that last weekend attended a freedom stand in Parliament, who were on their way home, lost their lives on the stand.
Tracy McKenna, rest in peace. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please put your hands together for our fallen heroes?